The Bermuda Triangle, said to be located in the western part of the Atlantic Ocean, paradoxically stands as one of the most famous regions in the world, yet it is also officially a non-existent area. On international maritime charts, aviation routes, or geographic classifications, there is no region by this name. Nevertheless, the disappearance stories told for centuries have made this area mentally extremely real. At this point, a fundamental question arises. How can an area not featured on maps produce such intense global fear and curiosity? The answer lies more in narrative than geography. The Bermuda Triangle is not so much a physical region as it is a symbolic expression of humanity's relationship with the unknown. The perceptual foundation of this symbolic area became clear with the emergence of its name. The concept of the Bermuda Triangle is not a legend inherited from ancient times. Rather, it appeared in the mid-20th century and quickly gained popularity. Maritime and aviation accidents occurring at different times and coordinates in the past, when grouped under this name, gave the impression of a mysterious chain of events emanating from a single point. The remarkable fact here is this: the events gained meaning after being named. Accidents once considered ordinary without a name turned into extraordinary narratives when gathered under a common heading. The human mind's tendency to think in patterns rather than in isolated incidents led independent cases to eventually evolve into the perception of a single cursed region. Early nautical narratives hold significant importance in the historical background of this perception. Notes claiming that compass behaviors grew inconsistent in a certain part of the Atlantic found in Christopher Columbus's navigational logs are frequently cited and presented as the first testimonies of the Bermuda Triangle. However, an important distinction should be made here. The magnetic deviations Columbus mentioned, though unusual for sailors of his time, are now understood to be natural magnetic fluctuations. Still, such accounts fostered cautious attitudes among sailors towards the region. Especially for ships navigating by compass and stars, small directional errors could have major consequences. In this context, a critical question becomes clear. Were the first Bermuda Triangle tales supernatural? No, most are related to the technological inadequacies and nature conditions of the era. Over time, missing ships became the center of the narrative. The most emphasized feature of the Bermuda Triangle is the ships allegedly lost there. But did all these ships actually disappear in that region? Historical and statistical studies show that some incidents occurred in different coordinates. Yet, the main reason for the region's prominence is its status as one of the world's busiest maritime trade routes over centuries. Heavy traffic between Europe, America, and the Caribbean increased the number of accidents, and where accidents are many, the sense of mystery inevitably grows. Ships found without crews have often been misinterpreted. Causes such as fire, water ingress, panic evacuation, or post-storm drifting can explain these scenarios. However, when debris is not found, the gaps in the story are filled with mystery. Thus, the question finds a clear answer. Are all ship losses extraordinary? No, most are consistent with known maritime risks. When the mystery narrative shifted from the sea to the sky, it gained even greater momentum. The event reported in 1945 as Flight 19 is considered the Bermuda Triangle narrative's turning point. Military planes on a training flight reportedly lost their way and never returned during a routine mission. Since then, the frequent question has been, how could modern military aircraft experience simultaneous loss of direction? Subsequent analyses suggest that weather, navigational errors, and human factors combined may have played a role. Also, the fact that hundreds of flights in the same period and area completed their journeys smoothly shows that incidents are remembered and generalized selectively. Magnetic deviations also lie at the heart of this selectivity. Magnetic deviations are not unique to the Bermuda Triangle. Many regions worldwide have differences between true north and magnetic north. In the past, as this discrepancy was less understood, sailors using compasses made serious directional errors. Modern navigation systems have largely eliminated this problem, and the lack of comparable losses in the region today is a notable fact. This gives a clear answer to the question: if the issue were merely magnetic, would losses still occur? Probably yes, but they do not. When the role of natural conditions is deepened, it is seen that the region accepted as the Bermuda Triangle is one of the most meteorologically active areas in the world. Tropical storms, sudden pressure changes, and shifting winds posed serious threats to sailors and pilots, especially before the development of modern meteorological systems. Here is a commonly asked but often overlooked question: why did some vessels succumb to these weather conditions while others did not? The answer lies in the randomness of nature. Storms are not homogeneous. Just a few kilometers can mark the difference between deadly danger and safe passage. Additionally, the Gulf Stream is one of the region's most critical yet least dramatized factors. This powerful current can carry wreckage hundreds of kilometers away, feeding no trace was ever found narratives. In reality, in most cases, traces exist but are simply in the wrong place. Here, a basic truth emerges: nature does not have to leave dramatic evidence to explain events. One of the modern explanations proposed is the methane gas theory. Laboratory studies concerning methane hydrates on the sea floor have shown that massive releases of methane gas could reduce water's buoyancy, potentially sinking seemingly solid ships without collision. The problem is, there is no direct, measured, or verified data of such sudden and large methane releases occurring in the Bermuda Triangle. Nor is there reliable evidence that methane concentrations in the atmosphere reach levels capable of disabling airplane engines. Therefore, while the methane gas theory provides a possible explanation for some cases, it falls short as a definitive explanation for all incidents and retains the status of hypothesis needing support in scientific literature. The limits of scientific explanations have been filled with more speculative narratives, such as time shifts and dimension theories. Concepts of time bending, dimension transitions, and parallel universes, though not scientifically proven, have strong psychological impact. Here is a critical question: why are ideas with weak scientific basis so widespread? Because the human mind dislikes uncertainty and often does not find we don't know a satisfying answer. Concepts like time shift place the unknown within an understandable framework. The acceptance in modern physics that time is not absolute also fuels such speculation. Those stories of ships not aging, vehicles suddenly appearing, or breaks in the perception of time largely come from unconfirmed second-hand sources. They dramatically strengthen the power of mystery. Similarly, the Atlantis connection is more symbolic than scientific. The relationship between Atlantis and the Bermuda Triangle is based not on archaeological discoveries, but on mythological resemblance. Plato's account of Atlantis symbolizes the sudden and mysterious disappearance of an advanced civilization. The Bermuda Triangle represents modern society's fear of disappearance. Geological and archaeological data do not indicate the presence of an advanced ancient civilization in this region. Ocean floor surveys provide no evidence for claimed energy centers or advanced technologies. Nevertheless, the Atlantis narrative elevates the Bermuda Triangle from an ordinary geographical mystery to a mythical dimension. This connection produces meaning more than it provides proof. The role of the media has been decisive in spreading these narratives to larger audiences. Books, documentaries, and films often select and retell the most mysterious cases, while thousands of uneventful journeys are left out of the narrative. Statistically, it is disturbingly clear that the Bermuda Triangle is not more dangerous than other busy sea and air routes. However, statistics are not as memorable as stories. Media magnifies the unknown, for mystery attracts attention and causes perception to overtake reality. At this point, the perspective gradually shifts from geography to the human mind. What makes the Bermuda Triangle unique is not only the incidents claimed to have occurred there, but also how these incidents are processed in the human mind and by which cognitive mechanisms they are interpreted. The perception of a dangerous location does not always align with physical realities. More often, it is a product of perceptual processes. When confronted with uncertainty, the human mind finds it difficult to accept it as is and activates the need for cognitive closure, as defined in psychology. When the cause is unknown, the mind fills this gap with emotionally satisfying explanations. The idea of unknown force or a supernatural effect is thus adopted. Confirmation bias plays a strong role in this process. People are more likely to remember and share information supporting their existing beliefs. While the stories of thousands of ships and planes passing safely through the Bermuda Triangle go untold, rare accidents are repeatedly highlighted. The greater impact of dramatic events on memory, combined with disproportionate effect bias, means that a single loss can leave a stronger impression than dozens of safe journeys. Add addiction to narrative, and the Bermuda Triangle becomes a powerful story with a beginning, development, and uncertain end. The fear factor reinforces the story's permanence. Information containing threats spreads faster and is remembered longer. The tendency to reduce complex systems to a single cause gathers multi-factor accidents under the concept of a mysterious region. Media accelerates this perceptual process with dramatic presentations, causing impact to leap ahead of reality. Ultimately, the Bermuda Triangle is not just a space that exists on maps. It is a concept constructed, fed, and passed down through generations within the human mind. Natural events, historical accidents, and scientific uncertainties merge into a powerful collective narrative. Perhaps that's why, despite all scientific explanations, this question remains alive. If the mystery were completely solved, would the Bermuda Triangle be so intriguing? This question points to the most lasting aspect of the triangle. For some mysteries exist not to be solved, but to show the boundaries of the human mind. If you too are intrigued by the unknown aspects and mysterious stories of the Bermuda Triangle, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is the source of this mystery? We eagerly await your comments.